Hello guys, this is Jonathan Stedman, and in this tutorial I will show you guys how to make a website like this. So basically what I have done, this is what I've done for college, but I would like to also make it for as a tutorial sort of thing, make something similar to this. So this is the navigation bar. This allows you to go to other web pages such as home page, about us page, where we are page, contact us page, reviews, buy now and help us page. So on first page, we're going to see the title at the first, and we're also going to see the logo right here. And then there's a slideshow. So through this slideshow, we can visit the other pictures there is, and you also will see some subtitles at the bottom. So this is what we will add. So introduction, we're also going to add some introduction about the company at the very bottom with an introduction information. So now if I go to About Us page, you're going to see more in-depth information about the company. So as you guys can see, there is something about COVID here. And what we also have is ringtones that the phones will have. This is meant to be a GIF. And this is a video as well, but it's kind of still loading. So as you guys can see, this is a video. This is a video that will show us a random video which I found off the internet, but I added a link where I got it from. And this is our ringtones. I'm not gonna play them due to copyright issues, but as you guys can see, it is able to play some audio. Where we are, we're gonna see some information about where this came from. So where we are located at. The font is kind of small, but as you guys can see, there is a map which we will add to our website. Right, so we were onto where we are, and then there will be a contact us. And this time, this is where our form will be. So we can fill in the form, such as John, and then his name, his last name, such as Stedman, and then our address, the email address will be like at random.co.uk, basically, and then we can just write down whatever we want to say. And then when we click on to send now, then we should see that pop up, how I filled in this form. If not, then we won't be able to send a message back. So press on OK, and thanks for filling in this form, we will soon reply, and then press on OK again. And then once we have done the contact us page, we'll do a review page. So this is where there'll be 3 random reviews, and then over here we can just write down our own reviews. So just put down the first name first, and then just write down, hey, this website is cool. And submit review, and then it will say thanks for our review, which is pretty cool. And I'll buy it now, and then we'll be able to pick whatever CPU or whatever device we want to buy. So we can pick hardware or whatever, but for here I got the mobile phones and accessories for the phone. So I don't know why a picture here failed to load, but no, that's so perfect. Oh, here it is. Okay. So just click onto which one to buy. So it's just iPhone 12, for example. And once you see the iPhone 12, we can fill in this form. Just that, and then we can fill in with last name, and then put credit card number. I'll just put some down, some fake. I'm not putting down my real one because that's just retarded. And now, which operating system do you want to install on this phone? We can either install iOS or get with no operating system. If we want to install our own operating system, then get with no OS, but iOS is mostly recommended. And I'll have to put down my address, so it's Redstock, for example. Okay. What's the phone number? Just put down 999, or just put down that. What's the email address? And just put down Stedman John at pingpong.co.uk. And I'll buy now. Thanks for buying this product. We'll email you with more information. So they will send you an email. And then once you go to a help page, we will see a video pop up like this. And it will say at the top, at the bottom, thanks for watching this video. Now today, guys, we are not going to start doing the website because what I want to do is teach you guys for introduction of HTML. And on our next lesson, we're going to go and do an introduction to JavaScript. But today, we're going to be talking about HTML. So what is HTML? HTML is a hypertext programming language that is used to display information on the computer, on a website. As you guys can see, when I do that inspect element, then we're going to see some code. It does have JavaScript in it and CSS, but see HTML. This is what used to make a website. As you guys can see, this is a code to it. Okay, so let's start, shall we? Alright, so let's go to, open up an IDE on a notepad. We don't really need something like very cool like IDE, but I do have an IDE because it's easier to do stuff with. Okay, now we'll go to, and now we can save it wherever I want to go to save it to. So I will save it here. And now what I could call it is intro. HTML. It must have HTML at the back of it because then the computer will tell it's a website. So now save. Okay. What we need to do first is set up everything. So put down head. No, not head. It'll be HTML. So set up the HTML. And then just scroll all the way up the bottom. Now write down HTML just to end it. As you guys can see, it automatically did that for me. Okay. Now we're going to do the head now. This is of our file. This is where we're going to put all the JavaScript stuff into and CSS. So this is where we're going to put our styles of that which will not be displayed on the website, but the body tag will be displayed on the website. So and then we do that, then this will be displayed on the website. Okay. Now for the head thing, what we could do is add a title. So to add a title, just do this. And now put my first ever website. Okay. So once I have that down, we can Control S to save it. And now to open up the website, just click onto Files. And now go into Documents and go to where we saved it. So if we click onto that, it will open up a web browser and we can see it. So as you guys can see, now we have a title. Okay, now let's move on to adding some text onto the website. So to add text, we will have to use a H1 or H1 to H6. Basically, that will be for heading, or we can add a paragraph, which is basically just a P. But what we're going to do is go to H6 because H6 is the biggest number, so that must mean that the text will be bigger, right? Well, let's see. So I want to do that. We're going to have to add Jonathan Stedman. That's your name, maybe. Do whatever we want here. So once I added the name, Control S, and then now to see for edit, then click here. Whoa, I thought I put down H6. It should be bigger. Well, guys, that's not how it works. For smaller the number of the heading is, for smaller the text will be. So if you want it to be bigger, then just put down H1 and put down H1. And now, once we load it, then the heading is bigger. Yay. Okay. So if you want to underline some text, do this, put down a U, and also put down another U. Okay, now what the text should be is underlined. So now just refresh. Now as you guys can see, now it's underlined, which is pretty good. Okay. Now guys, what we will need to do is maybe add some paragraph to it. To add a paragraph, just do that. More body, so what have we anything to it? Sometimes an issue with the whole thing. And a P. Okay. Now what we need to do is I am a Linux programmer. Okay, So now what should happen is that we will now see, yes, I am a Linux programmer. So this is a paragraph, this is a heading. We can underline the heading. Now guys, so maybe you're wondering how to add an image to it. Well, it's actually quite simple. Image, we'll need to do img src equals to, and then link to an image. So now to search on the internet, Google logo, for example, because we all love Google, don't we? I'll just load. I use DuckDuckGo because of privacy issues with Google. I just want to use DuckDuckGo more often now. Alright, so now I just click onto random image that I want, and now to copy to get that image onto a site. Do that. So copy image location, and now just go over here. Now Control D. Now what you guys should see is an image pop up. As you guys can see, now we have an image. But now guys are wondering, how do I make the logo smaller or bigger? Well, that's actually quite easy, because all I need to do is go on the end of a link, and I'll put down width equals to 2px, and then we can add the height equals to 2px. So now we're going to see the website logo will be a much more smaller. See guys, it is a way smaller. What went wrong here? It's a spelling mistake. I swear to God, it is a spelling mistake. Oh no, yeah, I know I'm wrong. We have to add a comma. Now what should happen is that it's going to be, so width equals to 2px, height equals to 2px. Source. This is actually, this should work. I think it's because of a spelling mistake. Goes width less. I had this issue before, but I think I know what's the issue. Image src equals to that. And then we would have to height equals to 2px. So image src. We're not going to worry about the size of the image. We want to know its the basics at first. So we have this Google logo. Okay, so I will worry about that later. So now guys are wondering, how do I add a link to a logo? Well, that is actually, hold on, I will teach you guys how to do it with a text first. So P, okay. So I am a Linux user, for example. Now what we could do is well, I really am worried about doing some image though, the size of it. So yeah, let's add it here maybe. Width equals to 20px. Yeah, I think it worked. As you guys can see, we were able to change the width of the image. Let's do height as well. So width, okay. So we'll have to do for width and height in here, I do believe. width equals to 2px, and then we do height equals to 2px. Okay, so what should happen is that the logo should be a lot more smaller. Now guys, I'm going to teach you guys, but we don't want it to change because we like the size of it already. So just do that. If we don't want this, then just delete it. Cool. So we kind of do have a logo, and we learned how to make it a different size. Okay guys, as you can see, Google. Now, if we want to change the style of it, then just put down style equals to text align. And now what that should do is make the text of the heading to go in the center. And so now just go over here. Now we should see it's in the center. Style equals to text align. I think we also need to add this. Text equals to text. Hold on, let me have a look at what I did. Open file. And now if we go into mobile platforms index. Okay, so as you guys can see, this is how much code I did for it. I normally like to look over my code because sometimes I do forget how to do it. Alright, so to change it back to text. Oh, okay, yeah. So to make it align, we will need to do text dash align and then center. Now what we should see is that the heading will now go in the center. So you guys can see, now it's in the center. And now let's add that to every one of them. So style equals to text align equals to center. And now for a minute, we don't just put down image style. What we have to do is add a P. At least this is the way I do it. Maybe different people would do it differently, but this is how I normally do it. Now to add that, and now once I've done that, go back to the start of code. Now what we could do is add a style to it. So set the style equals to text align equals to center. Okay, so now we do have that. That is epic. Yeah, I made a mistake there. Do that. Control S. And now guys should see it's after a minute when I'll go in the center. Okay, now we want to add the I am a Linux user to the center as well. So we don't need to do that anymore. We need to go ahead and add the style equals to text align or center. And now we should see this in the center. Control S. Now I want to reload this, then we'll see this in the center, which is a pretty good job. But if we want to basically add a video to it, what we will need to do is go to YouTube, go all the way to YouTube, and then there should be an option to embed a video. So just wait for it to load because my internet is kind of shit. Okay, while I wait for this to load, yeah, now we can just click on which web we want. I need to change the title of this, but I will do this once I finish the video. Okay, now go over here to my channel or whatever video you want from a recommendation or whatever. And now we'll go to a channel. And then once I've done that, we'll go to the video section. And then we should be able to put a video into the website. Well, I've got one dislike. Oh, thanks for that. Okay, so we'll go to share. And then after that, we need to go to embed. So basically, this is the code of the video that we want to paste to a website. So just copy that code and now just put that in. But before we do, let's add a heading. Fun H1. But this time, let's have H2, shall we? H2. Okay, so now watch my amazing video. And now again, we want it to go in the center because it looks much more nicer in the center. So style goes to text, online, and then we'll go and do the center. So while we have that, we can now go and embed the video. So that's a good tool D, and we should be able to have that in there. We can do it manually by just copying it, but I recommend to just copy and paste it anyway, because it's a lot more quicker, much more better, and less chances of getting into errors. Okay, so as you guys can see now, we have done that. And now if we wanted this video to also go in the center, we write down so equals to text or line, and then we do the center. So while we have that done, we can now Control S that. This video should go in the center. Okay, I'll be back, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. So now, as you guys can see, we have the Google logo, and we have our heading, we have our paragraph. Watch my amazing video. We also have added a YouTube video, which is pretty cool. If I don't want it to enable full screen, then it's pretty simple because they allow it to get removed of that, and we can also add like a title to it, YouTube video player. So basically, if we don't want it to have a feature of allow full screen, and just delete that. Once you deleted that, let's Control S, and now what you guys should see is that now if we load this, then we want to have a feature to make it bigger. If it wants to load. So as you guys can see, now we can't make it full screen. Full screen is unavailable. So guys, this is how to turn off full screen. Now guys may be wondering, how do I change the background color? Well, to do that, we need to go to our body section. I actually did not do this in a while, so I may need some help by looking at my older code, but I should be fine. Style equals to background color. Is that right? So if we style background color, okay. So background, yeah, we were doing this right. That's cool. And now we can do blue. Because we all love blue, don't we? Alright, so let's click onto that. We have blue. We can also change it by just clicking over here. I do believe there should be that tool to allow that color picker tool, but it doesn't seem to be working for me right now. Okay, so once you have done that, now we should be able to go back to browser and now just check that full screen has been changed. So guys, that is how to change your background color, but it doesn't look so good. When it comes to website development, you need to make sure that your website looks good and that's readable. And this is kind of hard to read. So to change it, just change the background color and then just change it to maybe to pink. I do love pink. Pink is a beautiful color. Real men likes pink. Okay, so once I've done that, now we go to web page and now we see the background color changed. And this is much more easier to read and looks much more better. So yeah, what we have learned is how to add a heading, underline text. We also have learned how to add an image. We also have learned how to add a video to our amazing website. Now I'm going to teach you guys how to add a button. So to add a button, we'll need to do the button, and then just add another one called button, like for any of the button code. And now we can put down click here. It's awesome. Okay. So once you have done that, do that, and now we also want to do that again because it's not text, so we will have to add a paragraph tag in front of it, so that way we can make it a line. I think there's an easier way of doing this, but I like to do it this way because it's easier. The text or line, and now center. So now what we should see is a button will pop up. So as you guys can see, we have added a lot of stuff to it. Now, when I click onto this website, we may be wondering, why does this button does nothing? Why does it not take me to a web page? It's because we haven't programmed it for it to do that. So we haven't programmed the button when it's clicked on by the user to do anything. It does nothing. To fix that, we would have to add the code. Let me look over my notes. So on click. Okay, we will have to add AHREF. Yeah, okay, I get it now. So what we will need to do is so yeah, we will have to add A. Add A, and then we have to add N for A at the bottom. Let's do that. And now what we will need to do is add a link to it. So href equals to, and now what we could do is add a web page to, I don't know, maybe to Doctor Who. By the way, Doctor Who is a British TV show, which is crap. If I like Doctor Who, then what a fucking twat, okay? Doctor Who is just stupid. I'm joking, guys. I just don't like Doctor Who myself. It's just British. British are for worse at acting. Okay, back to the topic. So, okay, I didn't copy the code that I wanted, but URL that I wanted for some reason. I don't know why, but if I made a mistake, then press on Control Z, and then we should be fine. So go back and now just actually copy the code. Please copy, and now just go back to Visual Basic, and now just go back there, and now Control S. Now once we reload our web page, and what should happen is that when I click onto the link, it should take you somewhere, just like that. So now it will take you to a web page about Doctor Who. So it does that, which is what we pretty much want. So we have that done. Now, guys, we may be wondering, how do I actually add a link to a text? Well, that is actually quite easy. It's in fact the same process. So to add a link to a text, all I need to do is do this. I'll just do this, and I'll just go back of here, use href, href equals to, and now just paste the link into here, and I'll Control S. And now what we guys should see is that we'll be able to click onto the link. So cut just here. Now click onto it. And now it takes us our web page. It's the same process for a image. So I'm going to show it again one more time. So for the image, what we're going to do is this one. Okay. This may look a little bit confusing, but it ain't really confusing at all. But we can do the same for here. Okay, so once we have the URL down, we will have to, before this, what we will have to do is add a. Then at the very end of that image, we'll have to add another a. And now what we need to do is do the same process we were doing earlier, such as href equals to raw link, and now Control S. So now when you go back, and now we'll be able to click onto the image, and that image will take you to our other web page or another website. So we have done that. Okay. So we have done pretty well today. We have learned how to make some text to the heading. We also have learned how to add a paragraph and a logo, and another paragraph and a heading. We also learned how to embed a video. We also added a button to this website. We also learned how to put things aligned. So that is what we have done today. If you guys want to add a map, then that is actually quite simple. Basically, it's the same as YouTube video. You just need to find it from Google image and then just copy the embedded code. So, okay. So if you guys want to put down H1 and then H1, and if we want to put down, for example, where we are, and then that should text align and then center. Okay, so we have that. That should be in the center, right? Oops, I accidentally did that. Oh yeah, this should be fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because Google likes to locate you, is that I'm going to do a new private window. It's because I don't want to share my location to the internet. Otherwise, there could be a weirdo trying to steal my books or something. Okay, so once you have that loaded, now go to Google Maps. For private browsing for me, but for you it'll be a normal website, like when a normal mode. Now into Google Maps. Before continuing, yeah, just scroll the way down to say I agree, and then it should take you somewhere. What I normally do, because on a private thing, it should just. Okay, so now we are here. Now, if you want to put down, for example, USA, look at where USA is. For example, this. I don't live there. I live in the UK. I just put down it's something random. So if you want to search up for that, then we'll be able to. And now once you have that loaded, that should be an option right over here, allow it to embed it. So I'll go to menu, I believe. I haven't done this in a while. Just click over here, I guess. Okay, it's loading. Yeah, as you guys can see. Now we'll get directions to get so many useful stuff, but just go to share, and then we should see embed option. Embed a map. and then it will so just basically we're gonna change how big we want it to be, so it's a large, but what we're gonna do is have it small. And then just copy HTML. And once I have that loaded, now I can go back and now we can just copy and paste it in. If we want to allow full screen, then we can, but I'm not going to do that. Forget we don't allow full screen if we want to. Okay, so pressing Control S, we can also change how big we want it to be, for width and height. Okay, so once I've done that, now just load it back up into our website. And now just reload. And now what you guys should see is a map. And that map is a Google map. I don't think it'll be in the center though. So we have found an issue where that is not in the center. And that is because we will need to improve on that. So as you guys can see, we can now interact with the map. I know it didn't fully, okay, now it's fully loaded. So now we can interact with the map, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that is how to interact with our website. Okay, so now what we're going to do is add this to go in the center. So to do that, just do that. Control S, and now we haven't done that yet. We need to first of all do the style thing. So style equals to text, online, and center, and then we should see the map going for center. Did I save it though? Yeah, I did save it. I thought I didn't. We need to make sure that when we do changes, we need to make sure that that will save the work. Otherwise, when we reload the web page, it will not update because you need to save it. But apart from that, it's pretty cool that we can actually interact with it. So yeah, this is the website. So what we have done is that we have learned how to make a background image. We have learned how to add a video, add a map. Big thing is go over center. So yeah, we've done quite a lot. How long was I even recording for? 40 minutes. Oh, so we did this in 40 minutes. But there's one more thing I want to show you guys before we do end the video, is that I want to show you guys how to add a GIF. And GIFs are quite easy to add. Go to a GIF website. So go to GIF, and then just search up for what I want. So now go to Giphy. This is the most popular GIF site. I think that all are royalty free or something, so we can use their website, but I have no idea. I only used it in my college work and in my example website. I'm not actually going to add Giphy to my actual website unless it's created by me, because I don't trust it completely, because I don't know the rules about it. So there'll be other options that we could choose from. So if we want, for example, just wait for it to load. Let's add that one. It takes a while for it to load because I've got so many GIFs for it to load that it does lag. Just open up that. Why is it not loading? That is clips, isn't it? Agree and close. Just click onto that, for example, available for work. Yeah, I think we can add that one. So once I've loaded, there should be an option to embed it. So I'll click onto, damn it, copyright music. I don't think you guys can hear the background actually, so it wouldn't even matter. Okay, show info before clip, show. Responsive on. And I want to copy that we can go into our website and I'll just add it. Do like this. So this is how to do it. I don't quite understand what the strong command does, but I use something completely different. Makes text bold. I think it's to make text bold. So we have done that. Now just press Control S to save the work. And my computer's a bit laggy now. Okay, now just go into Firefox and just load up to the website. Close that. I'll go up to our website, and now if we refresh, then we should see a GIF. As you guys can see, it's quite big on our website. Okay, so it's gonna load for a bit. As you guys can see, now it has loaded, but it's too big, isn't it? If it's too big, what you guys can do is change the width of it. So to change it, what we need to do is go here, height, and now to change it, just do 1216, for example. Now Control S, or we can have 1px. Margin, we can have that smaller, we can also have a smaller height. So for height, we can have 1, and then for width height, just 1. This is just an example, by the way. So once I've done that, what you guys can do is that now you guys can see it's going to be a lot more smaller. As you guys can see, it is a lot more smaller. Guys, even messed up the whole thing. Okay. I think that was actually for text though. Let's change that one to 18 and change height to 18. Damn it. I may just have to turn off the volume. Okay guys, so once I've done that, what you guys can do, details are hidden while screen is showing up, I know. So what we have done is that we have made this one a lot more smaller, the text, and that's why it's a bit messy up. But I don't quite understand why it didn't. Oh yeah, I know why, because you need to change this part. Yeah, because this is a font size, so we want to change that one to maybe 16 and change that one to 16. I think that will make the video, the diff a lot more smaller. Let's get all this. Or maybe I did that. Made that one a lot more smaller, not for actual GIF. So, yeah, what I've done was that, okay. So if we want to make it a lot more smaller, then you have to mess around. That's a font style, isn't it? Oh, okay. Yeah, scale, as you guys can see, width equals to 100. Let's say 1%. That would make it a lot more smaller. Yeah, as you guys can see, now for GIF is a lot more smaller. Okay, we can get rid of that border by just getting but we don't. Yeah, we need to change that one to 1 to 1, so that way it's much more better. And it would suit the website a lot more better. So now just load it. It doesn't want to, okay, yeah. I need to exit for that one. Okay, so guys, now we should see that the GIF is a lot more smaller. Yeah, as you guys can see, now for GIF it's a lot more smaller from here. But we don't want it that size, don't we? We want it to be a lot more bigger. So to do that, change that one to 34, maybe 44%, and change this one to 34%. You know, put that one on 100 because I think that's a text size. Okay, so we did that. We set this one as 34. Let's change that one to 34 as well. And then once we have done that, we will need to do something else. Width equals to 34 we want. Now Control S, and now this should be a lot more bigger. As you guys can see, for GIF, it's a lot more bigger now. Actually, it's a lot more taller, isn't it? So we forgot to do one thing. So change the height. Actually, we got done for height, didn't we? With yeah, we need to change that part to 34. That is the issue here. Okay, now just reload this, and now what should happen is that now it should be a lot more bigger. Yeah, as you guys can see, it's now a lot more bigger. Now just pause it. Okay, guys. So I know it's not perfect, as we want it to be. Maybe change that one to 45, or maybe let's have it like 100, like we had originally. 100, and then we can change other ones to 100 as well. So what we had originally, 100, and now if I go back to the website, then if we reload it, I think I forgot to save it. Now what we should happen is that, yeah, as you guys can see, it's now a lot more bigger. Okay, if we want this to go aligned, then I'm going to remind you guys how to do it. So go over here, right here, the P there. I know it has its own style thing, but I would just like to do it from here because I think it's a lot more easier. And I'll just do that, add a P here. Now what should happen is that now we can add a style over here. So the style is going to be text, line, and then center. And then that should make a GIF go in the center, and that will be happy days. So if we do see it in the center, then that's how to really do it. It's a GIF in the center. No, it ain't. Because I haven't saved it, I don't think. Okay, so we do have that. Stop it. Okay, here I'll change that one to position equals to center. And oops. Now if we just put down center, and now if we just have look again at the code. Yeah, I think that is what the issue was. Now we load it. Okay, it's not even showing up. But that is fine, because at least we know how to add a GIF. What we want is to be back to normal, don't we? So just press Control V and it should be back to normal. I'll control it, and I'll do that. And now guys should see it big again. Okay. Earth, water, wind, and fire. So that's what we have for our website. We can make it bigger screen. We can do that. If we want to make it bigger into full screen, there's a YouTube video we have added. So yeah, we did a lot. So guys, I'm gonna end the video here. In the next episode, what I will do tomorrow is that we're gonna make a navigation bar onto this website, and then we're gonna add about us page, and we're also gonna learn how to do some CSS, how to make a how to make the style of a navigation bar like I do have for the mobile platforms. How to make this. So we're gonna start doing CSS with the styles and header. And we also, in the next episode, actually, we should do this in this episode. Okay. So let me just recap on how I added this icon because I think I've got an idea of it in my head. Yeah, the link rel equals icon. So if we want to go up here, now go up here now. Link rel equals to icon, and I'll just add a link that I want it to go to, such as link for would be SRC, wouldn't it? Yeah, href. Just do because on minute we normally add an SRC, so that's what I'm gonna do. SRC equals to, and now for this one we could add the where is Google image? Let me just look at the web. So this is a YouTube video. It's above it, isn't it? This is a button, and this is a frame. This is a YouTube frame. So it should be there. So this is the link that we want to add an icon. So just copy that. Now go up here and now just Control V. So what that should do is add an icon, right? I don't know if I messed up. Have I messed up? Sometimes people get things wrong, and I'm just a bit worried that I did get it wrong. Oh, okay, I did this wrong. I know why. Because this is meant to be href. Once we have that, now just reload. Has it worked? Just wait for it to load. Yes, it did work. So now we have that icon. A terrible icon, but at least we have an icon. So we do have an icon now. So yeah, I'm going to end the episode here. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. But before I do end the video, I want to show you guys a good website that will help you. And this website will be what I will use in this tutorial when I get stuck. And when I do get stuck, we'll have a look at it. And then once I've finished looking at it, I will explain to you what the code does. Sometimes I do forget stuff and I like to do some research about it. So Double Free Schools is a great website to learn HTML, and you can also learn SQL, learn CSS, and learn Java. But when you are stuck with a programming or a website, then this is a great website that can help you. And this is what I use when I do get stuck. We can learn how to make a server with SQL and PHP. And actually, I'm taking a course on here called PHP, so that way I can add servers to my website. I don't yet know PHP, but I do know Python. I do know Python. I do know HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. But I do sometimes use the site to help me. So I'm kind of trying to learn PHP. So this is a great website where we can learn HTML. So just click onto HTML tab, and there should be links that we can click onto to help you. such as what we have done today. If you're stuck doing the headings, then go here and have a look at these. These are headings that we could have a look at and learn how to make them. So yeah, guys, this is a website that we could use, or that's it really. That's a website I would mostly recommend. Yeah, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, then please put a like or whatever. We can do whatever I want. I'm gonna end the video here. Hope that you guys have a good life, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.